Okay, how's it going? Here's a quick tutorial on how to get going with the Google Calendar API. I found this to be really difficult, and maybe I'm stupid, but I hope that I can help somebody else out. So first, go to the Google Calendar API website here and go to the guides and go to JavaScript and browser. You're going to need a client ID and an API key no matter what, so go ahead and get that by clicking this. Scoop it up here. I already have mine. Get your API key here. Another thing you're going to need, two things, is these discovery docs and these scopes, and I'll show you in the code here in a second. The only thing you're going to need in the index.html file is this one little script tag right here. Put that into your index.html and you're good to go. So I just set up a standard create React app with one button, one add event button, and let's check it out. So you can see here I already have all the code in, but let me just get rid of this and start over so you can see how it goes down. Okay, so I have a event handler here for this button. So the goal here is when I click the add event button, I want it to sign me into my Google Calendar and add an event to it. So this is useful for in the app that I'm creating. A user schedules things and then can add that to their Google Calendar. So that's what this is going to be for. Okay, so the first thing you need in React, you're going to need Gappy, but Gappy is not just Gappy, it's window.gappy. So go ahead and set that up. You're going to need your, let me just copy and paste these. You're going to need your client ID, the one that we just got, your API key, which we just got, and then the discovery docs and scopes. So just copy those in here. I offloaded all these into a config file so I can access them from multiple locations in my app. And so this is just to show you how it's done right here. So okay, right here you're going to need to load Gappy. So it's going to be gappy.load. You're going to do client auth2. We're going to have to sign in the user every time, which I think is kind of handy because they get to choose which calendar they want to add the event to every time. So again, you can change this, but this is just to get started. So we need to init a Gappy client.init. Everything needs to be initialized. And so right here you need to initialize your API key that you just plugged in up there, client ID, your discovery docs, and then scope. Don't call it scopes because it won't work. So there we go. Now, what's going to happen after we init is we need to load the calendar, and specifically version 3 of the calendar. Let's load calendar, let's load v3, and then let's log that. Okay, we loaded the calendar. Then we need to sign in a user. So the way that we sign in is just like this: get auth instance, Gappy auth2, which we just initialized. Sign in, and this does return a promise, so we can do some stuff after this. But first I want to show you that we're able to sign in now. So if I go back to the app, click add event, we get this pop up here. And I can choose my calendar and it signs me in. That's all it's going to do now because that's all we told it to do. So let's add an event now. If you go over to these docs here and go to the reference and events and look at how to insert an event, lots of good material here. And this is the format that you're going to want for events. So let's just use that one. And you can change this however you want. Oh, before that, so it returns a promise. So in this promise, we don't want to try to add an event before the user's logged in because it will yell at us if we do that. And so we want to wait for the user to be logged in. And then once we have that in the .then method, we're going to add the event, right? So you have to do it this way. Otherwise, it'll do it too early and the user won't be logged in. So look, you can do all sorts of fancy stuff here. You can add a summary, a location, a description, a start date. This is an ISO, and so you know, convert it to ISO for your date, start date and end date. You can do all sorts of other things here. This is fun. I'm just going to leave it as is just to show how this is done. So, did I mess that up? I did. Yeah, don't click around too fast or you'll mess up your event. Anyways, okay, so after you have the event, what will we do next? So we have to initialize a request. So request is gappy.client. A lot of this is straight off of the docs, but I'm hoping to tie it all together for you. People who just want to add an event to a Google Calendar and are losing their mind trying to figure out how to do that. Okay, so we need a calendar ID. That's going to be primary, which will be the one that they chose. And then a resource. What should that resource be? Let's make it the event. So the resource is going to be this event. And then we need to execute this request. So request.execute. Let's make a callback to the function. And then we'll just do a window.open. This is going to show, this line right here is going to open up a new tab with my calendar so we can see the event in it. HTML link, yeah, right? Event, yeah. So once it executes, we get this event, and this event has an HTML link. It just has a link to my calendar. So you can, when you add an event to a user's calendar, you can have their calendar pop up and yay, they see that they have that event added and all that works. So there we go, let's do it. Add it to this calendar. Boom, it loads. And then look, it added. Notice I have like 50 of these same events. Anyways, yeah. Obviously I ran that a couple times. So you can see it here. So you can do whatever you want, add whatever you want. I hope this helps somebody. If you have any questions, just let me know.